Hello YouTube, this is a video response to new Junction. He recently done a video involving something called Track Magic, which helps to clean the running rails of model railway layouts. It looked okay, but a little bit labour intensive. Now something that you might find is a little bit easier, and I'm sure you've seen this before, reviews of etc., is one of these, a CMX track cleaner. It's very heavy because it's brass. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but I bought it a few years ago at Alexandra Palace for the big model show there. Now, for those of you who don't know how this works, you have a top here which unscrews. You put some liquid in there. I use this stuff, Gugon. That's what I've got sold with the product, and it basically, from this tap here, will control the flow through onto this felt, which is held by a plate. Basically take it up there, and you can see, sorry for the shadows, there's a little hole there, and it will drip down depending on how you set this. It will drip down onto the pad, and then as it runs along the running rails, it will clean them. The only thing you have to be careful of when you're running trains pulling this, or after using this, if they've got rubber traction tyres, Gugon will disintegrate the rubber. So you basically have to let it evaporate first before you run any locos with traction tyres on. The other problems with this, I'm using an example of third rail track which I've had before. The actual third rail, if it's run at a prototypical height, will foul this plate. So it won't hits the near side rail to the third rail, and it can also cause problems on some point work where you've got anything that's raised up. Another solution to this, and I'll just move that out the way, is something I made myself, which is an old Hornby track cleaning wagon. Now originally what you would have had under here is two plastic things that drop down on springs, and it'd have like a very soft sandpaper, and it would act as an abrasion on the running rails. Not particularly effective. So I actually modified this after I got my CMX, because it does deal with slightly raised track a little bit better. And all it is you just take on the plastic here, normally you've got a load of under detailing. You basically rip that out. In the coach itself is lots of little small bits of metal just to weight it down, because you basically, with this thing, you want to have as much weight on this as you possibly can. You could use, for example, fishing weights that you put on a line. Now the other part of this is how you actually get the stuff onto the track. This isn't the original one I used. I've lost that, so I've had to make one up on the fly. But the principle is basically the same. You stick two nails onto a piece of wood, and that will then slot into the two holes under here. So it will basically go up and down under its own weight. You attach the felt, which is basically that stuff. You can wrap this around this, and then once you've got that on there, it will quite happily go along. Now, unlike the CMX track cleaner, obviously it ain't going to self-feed with the liquid that you put on. So what you have to do, you'll actually have to spray the felt on this first, soak it in that, then run it for a period of time until it dries out. But Gugon and either this device here or certainly the CMX, you will find does clean the track exceptionally well, and it's very low maintenance, because all you have to do is once every 3 weeks or a month, you just hook this up to a loco, run it round. You can use it on an end-to-end if you just want to sort of go backwards and forth, but ideally on a run round you can just leave it running around on its own for a few minutes, and it will clean the track up. And if you're running something behind it, so like a multiple unit that hasn't got rubber traction tyres, that will actually help clean the wheels of that set as well, because the action of the wheels on the running rails with the goo gone on it, it actually cleans it. Like in real life when it rains and you get a train running onto the rails and it's wet, it actually helps to clean the rail and the wheels, the compression of the metal on metal and the water. So yeah, this is basically the one that you really want. Like I said, I can't remember how much it costs. I think it might have been 40, 50 pounds, something like that. It could even be more nowadays because we are talking about 3 or 4 years ago. But certainly there are better ways than just simply using like this fiberglass based thing or track rubbers, because it causes a lot of mess. You get all the rubber filaments come off there. I mean, you can see that where I'm rubbing there, all the dust that's coming off that, and that has to go somewhere, and that's just going to end up sitting on your layer, and you don't particularly want that. So yeah, that's my video. I'm sure you'll find other videos giving far better reviews of this particular device than what I can give you. Whilst I'm here, you're probably wondering what space this is. This is basically part of what's going to be my new layout. This is going to be the terminal section. It's a lot bigger than this, but I'm not going to show that because it's an absolute mess. Anyway, I'll be posting some videos in due course, so I'll see you then.